Welcome to MojoPlays, and today, after waiting so long, so long, you know who you are in the comments, we are taking a look at every Mario Party ranked.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Man, there's gonna be some angry people probably. Mario Party has been around for quite a long time now, and over the years, it's seen a large amount of sequels and spin-offs that have introduced new ideas with each iteration. Some were a blast, while others were a complete buzzkill. Do note that we will not be including the top 100, as that is only a minigame collection, and we're definitely not counting the e-reader card game, because you know, who even played that? Really? Like, who did? Which Mario Party do you consider to be the best? Clearly, everybody has their own favorite, so sound off in the comments below, and please, be civil about it. Number 16, Mario Party. Normally for these kinds of lists, we tend to throw the first game somewhere in the middle, or even at the very top in some circumstances. When it comes to the first Mario Party though, it's fair to say that this one is the worst. For starters, the game's economy is absolutely brutal, as you'll see Bowser way more frequently than you'll see somebody nab a star. No joke, in my game, no one got a star until turn 12 out of 20. Turn 12! Then you have the minigames, which range from terribly unbalanced to actually inflicting physical pain. Yes, back when the game first launched in 1998, players reported getting their hands lacerated from having to furiously rotate the analog stick for some of the minigames. Nintendo faced a lawsuit, which forced them to make protective gloves to send to players who requested them. And by the way, is it just me, or does anyone else find it weird that we're bringing back these minigames for Mario Party Superstars? And there's even a blatant warning saying, try not to hurt yourselves. Nintendo doesn't want to make those gloves again, man. Number 15, Mario Party 9. The 9th installment in the mainline games was arguably the most controversial title in the entire franchise, and deservedly so. See, when it comes to Mario Party, there's only one way to play the game. Be ultra competitive and get salty when friends steal stars, or when Luigi cheats. It's all circumstantial. MP9 took some of the competitive nature away by shoving everybody into a tiny frickin' car and forced them to move as one unit. Considering how long it had been since Mario Party 8 had launched by this point, this was appalling to die-hard fans to see the franchise return under this form. It may not have caused physical pain like the first game, but it certainly caused some emotional pain. Number 14, Mario Party Island Tour. Oh my god, I remember playing this one. It was so bad. The 3DS had so many amazing titles that we were itching for a new Mario Party on the handheld. Alas, Island Tour told us we were better off without one. While it was admittedly not as horrifying as our previous two entries, Island Tour is by far the most boring of the franchise, and that's not how a Mario Party game should be described. It simply does nothing interesting, and even when asking for basic gameplay, it's uninspiring to the max. The boards are lacking in charm and personality, the minigames are mind-numbing, and the overall experience is entirely forgettable. I believe if there was a movie quote to describe this, Scott Pilgrim said it best.
Oh man, this sucks. I'm gonna go pee due to boredom.
Number 13, Mario Party Star Rush. The franchise was given a second chance on the 3DS, but it wasn't that much better. Now, the core Mario Party formula had practically jumped off a balcony in a sad attempt to get into the pool, only to crash face first into the pavement. Rather than play as different Mario characters and run around a board collecting stars, like every Mario Party is, Star Rush sees you and your friends control Toads as you recruit the other Mario characters to assist in minigames and collect stars. What? There was no mode for veteran players to tap into and play a real game of Mario Party. That isn't to say the game was entirely awful, it does hold a few interesting ideas. The problem is that it doesn't make the experience anything special. It's just that one Mario Party that wasn't, Mario Party. Number 12, Mario Party Advance. Honestly, this one was just confusing. Yes, this was a Mario Party game made for the Game Boy Advance, a handheld console that was made primarily for single-player games on the go and required lengthy connection setup in order to play any games with friends. How could Mario Party possibly exist on the GBA? Well, you turn it into a single-player package of minigames and fetch quests. Run around a board solving ridiculously easy mysteries, being an errand boy for the different Mario baddies you hold vendettas with, and earn gadgets you'll grow bored of after playing for only a minute. It isn't the most offensive game in the series, but it's also one that nobody missed out on. And I'm speaking this as somebody who clocked in several dozen hours on this game. I am very ashamed to admit that. Number 11, Mario Party 10. The 10th installment, and the only one made for the Wii U, is very much a you love it or you hate it kind of game. On one hand, you have the same gameplay as Mario Party 9, where all players are once again crammed into the stupid car and forced to awkwardly stare at each other in between the trash talk. On the other hand, you actually have something interesting here to warrant a 5th player. While the main 4 are vying and bickering for star points, a 5th player can take control of Bowser, acting as the Chaos Agent and wreaking havoc by tricking players into choosing paths, grabbing extra dice for himself, and just being an overall jerk. In other words, it's perfect for your more sadistic pals. Number 10, Mario Party 8. Compared to the entries we've already covered so far, 8 really isn't all that terrible. Not only does it give us an excuse to boot up the Wii from time to time, like the several other Nintendo games it did, but it also houses quite a bit of entertainment, and that's not considering any minigames where one might be making questionably inappropriate gestures. Mario. The boards here all have unique themes, from pirates and haunted mansions to an ever-shifting train and ventures in hotel management a la Monopoly. Sure, 8 doesn't hold the best collection of minigames. Looking at you, Rudder Madness. Flip the chimp. However, for what it does have, it does it fairly well. Now, excuse me while I go be a 12-year-old and laugh at Mario in the minigame menus. Number 9, Mario Party DS. If you absolutely needed a Mario Party experience on a handheld device, this was the one that managed to replicate the core experience. Though every map had a different goal just like the previous 2 games, it was still the formula we were well familiar with. It also boasted a hearty helping of minigames that fully utilized the capabilities of the Nintendo DS. On top of that, it was extremely friendly for multiplayer, requiring only one user to own a copy and allowing other players to participate via DS download play. Now this was how you threw a pocket-sized party. Oh yeah! Number 8, Mario Party 4. When Mario Party made the jump from Nintendo 64 to GameCube, we weren't expecting such a big change-up in boards and mechanics. Gone were the days of skeleton keys and Bowser phones. Now we had Mega and Mini Mushrooms to worry about, and these two presented an interesting way to navigate the board, often providing access to shortcuts. However, one could argue the design of the boards forced you to rely on these a little too much, and because of their sizes, it caused games to drag out way longer than we might have liked. Still, it was a solid start to a new era of Mario Party, and it's still fun to go back to every once in a while. Number 7. Super Mario Party Jamboree. So here's the funny thing about Jamboree. This is an excellent Mario Party, and it is the most balanced game the franchise has ever seen, excluding just a couple of minigames, debatably. The 5 new boards bring fresh ideas that force you to rethink your usual strategies and adopt their new concepts. It's also pleasant to see new minigames meshing with remastered versions of older minigames from series past. But balance is really what's keeping this game from breaking into the top 5. While it does make the game enjoyable for everyone and keep things fair, Jamboree is missing that element of random, dumb luck that made the games hilariously frustrating. In other words, your enjoyment of Jamboree may depend on how much you value the older games.
Clear.
Number 6. Super Mario Party.
Ready? Yeah.
The first to arrive on Switch, Super Mario Party brought the franchise back in full force. With MP9, 10, Island Tour, and Star Rush having flubbed the series, Super reminds us what Mario Party is all about. Grabbing stars, strategizing dice rolls, and yelling at friends. As for the minigames, they were some of the best we had seen in a long time, and they utilized the Joy-Con's technology in very fun and unique ways. The only problem Super had was its questionable balancing, specifically when it came to allies. Yeah, even if someone gets 1 or 2 allies, the game is basically over thanks to the buff and dice rolls. You can't look at this and say it's fair.
Oh, yeah!
You gotta stop.
Number 5. Mario Party 7. 7 was the first to start distinguishing the boards from one another in terms of gameplay. Sure, they were all about grabbing the most stars still, but each board brought a different spin to it. Ascend to the top of a mountain, find the star hidden in one of 3 chests, invest in windmills, or even play a board that's all about using chain chomps to steal stars from each other. There was variety here to freshen things up without deviating from the core experience. Our only gripe was the inclusion of mic minigames, which drastically slowed down the pacing. Yeah, you know we turned that crap off. Number 4. Mario Party 5. In all honesty, 5 was not particularly well received at launch and saw a mixed bag of reviews, but so has the entire series, for the most part. Mario Party 5 brought a new spin on the formula that added a bit of chaos and strategy to the boards. Capsules. This time, players could use capsules on themselves or alter the board by throwing them down on a nearby space. Sounds basic on paper, but when you factor in the positions of your opponents, where the star is, and how to dissuade players from a particular area, Mario Party 5 becomes a more maniacal and devious game of wits and skill. Plus, it holds an excellent selection of minigames from Fish Upon a Star and Coney Island to Nightlight Fright and Panic Pinball. Plus, if you really want to kill a house party, boot up Mario Party 5 and just proceed to annihilate everybody. That's what I ended up doing at one point. Number 3. Mario Party 3. You only need one reason to call 3 one of the greats. Waluigi! No, in all seriousness, 3 is a riot from start to finish. Not only was it the same Mario Party formula, but it was improved with slightly better balance and significantly better visuals. There were also a collection of minigames that required more skill and not too much luck. Messy Memory, Ice Rink Risk, Boulder Ball, and Rockin' Raceway are just some of the ones that'll stick with you after the party is over. This was also the first time solo players were given more reason to play 3, as it came with a story mode, which would eventually become a series mainstay mode. Number 2, Mario Party 6. Of the GameCube era, Mario Party 6 was the best one. For starters, you had the same chaotic vibe brought by the capsules, even better minigames, and the first secret character in the series, Toadette. On top of that, boards were given a bit more of a puzzle element to them through the introduction of the day and night cycle. Borrowed from a board in a previous game, which you'll see in a little bit, boards would spend 3 turns under day or night before switching over to the other for 3 turns, again, rinse and repeat. This required players to approach boards differently and consider their actions a bit more carefully. It wasn't just a blatant race to the star anymore, it was time to be crafty and cunning. Number 1, Mario Party 2. What can we say? Mario Party 2 is the definitive experience of the series and encapsulates everything you need to know about the franchise. What is Mario Party all about? Well, I've said it all video. It's about the colorful worlds, their charming music, the different events and items that mix things up just enough to where they aren't obnoxious, and it's about the mini games that are sometimes too difficult for specific players, but still manageable. Plus, everyone's got costumes! No other game in the franchise has them. It's hard, it runs right between skill and luck, the AI cheats sometimes, but of all of the Mario parties, 2 was the one that captures the essence of the franchise, for better or for worse, and we wouldn't want it any other way.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.